I want to talk today, right now, about Christmas. Christmas to me is horrors. Christmas to me is crime. When we talk about Christmas, we're talking about celebrating that we have a home, warm place, warm wood, warm stove, warm towels, warm shelter, and many more, because we are awakened to our values and fortune, while many were never awakened towards their values and fortune. So, as we sit around at home and celebrate this thing called Christmas within a calendar that is used to 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 note days in time with no actual measurements. So a calendar is just a book that locks us in into a degree. A degree is a level of numbers from hot to cold. And it keeps going up and up and up and up and up until it becomes so cold that it does not even snow. It just becomes dry. So Christmas to me is a crime. You got a man called Santa, which Santa in Spanish is a female version of a saint. Saint is for male, masculine, santo. Then you have saint and santa. So saint is for aliens and other kinds of beings that are in between creation. But first what came out was a male. So we say we say santo in Spanish for male, Santa in Latin for female. So when you say these things, this belongs to a confusion of why children are probably LGBT and so on. You grab a big man with a beard and you put him on a chair. They sit on his lap and you tell them that they've been naughty or good while his name is Santa, feminine, and not Santo, masculine, or a saint. So it is weird to me. It is weird to me. Is Mrs. Claus actually Santa Claus? Is Santa Claus actually a Saint Claus or Santo Claus? I have a solution for it, but it's just that the applied ignorance towards my intelligence is critical and vital. There is an applied ignorance, like applied science, applied everything, but there is applied ignorance. And technically, coming to this understanding, confusion, and intention and psychology of things, this affects the physiology of children. Putting a child on top of the lap of a man named a woman, um, rectum and the butts being touched by the man's knee, synovial, and many more. The synovial is the universe, the dome and everything, the earth, which is just solid of water and fluids and so on. We actually live inside a bubble. If you study microbiology, biology in general, science and religion will tell you we're in a bubble. And you place the water right there, and the Big Bang, the first water that came in, sweat of the forehead and everything, the breath of life, pop, and creation came to existence. So if we go into religion and study deep into religion, we find the truth of what we are seeking. We go to mythology in China, the Yellow River. It says that Pangu died after lifting Yang male up to make him superior, and he's twisted the yin yang. He uplifted it. Yin is female, yang is male. So he grabbed Yang and put him up. And that has been the twist of making life, woman and children, and so much in civilization. And when Pango died, they said that his blood became the river. So they have the yellow river. Yellow is plasma. So if plasma is blood and it's yellow, and they have a whole lake, river, physical proof in China that says yellow river, actually yellow, and it looks like plasma from blood, but the river comes from his blood. What is what is the reaction towards a human being's life once they witness this mythology, once they witness all of this hidden messages and origins? You become more aware. Your life becomes splattered with all the bad things that they taught us how to live and what our values were becomes out of nowhere nothing. So everything you have on a desk, you'll be hurt. It's thrown down as a lesson, and you start mastering yourself from there. And then you collect yourself as a new person, understanding the real values of life, which is existentialism. Existentialism, we are making values of ourselves within a meaningful world. What is a meaningful world? A world with no means, no aggression, nobody's angry, nobody wants to stop you from doing what you do. So if you have an idea to apply towards the ideas that already are, do so. Sometimes things come creating brand new. Sometimes things come creating other things, but I don't believe in new things because everything comes from the earth. And the elements and resources and materials derived from the earth, and everything is already used and put in a pyramid chart, in a chart, element chart, and it's just there for us to just calculate with and see what we can mix and make and find or take. So Christmas is an issue. Christmas is an issue to me. I do not celebrate Christmas. I celebrate it backwards to break the spell that they had towards me since I was a child, confusing me and giving value to a man that does not exist, towards the value of our economies, the values of our government, the values of all of us as administrative people under God, harvesting, planting, maintaining sustainability, growing, teaching, learning, applying intelligence for us to give credit to Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus and other little dwarfs. This is where pornography derives from. So your daughter likes the 12 dwarfs, so they put 12 men on her in pornography. So your little boys like to open gifts. So open this diseased vagina or this diseased thing that they're giving us. Get it? So let's see ourselves beyond Santa Claus. Santa Claus is a weird person, a weird dude, and I don't believe that Santa Claus makes $120,000 a year. What the hell does Santa Claus does a year? Every year. There's no chimney here in this apartment. So how can you celebrate Christmas here either? saying that Santa Claus is going to arrive and come through your chimney, derive through the chimney, leave a cookie. You got cookies from the internet, cookies. They take like a bite from your seeing to see with you. So the cookie they bite and he drinks your milk and everything goes your way. He probably stole your intelligence. He probably took everything from you. Santa Claus is very illegal. Even though it's a mythology, people can really vandalize your our life from far away through the things that we believe. That's why I believe even religion, the stories of religions are all mythology. Pango is mythology, but Pango is more of expressing how the creator worked. So they did not know how to name the creator. They say, hey, sir, you don't like identifying yourself. We know who you are, but at the end of the day, we need a name to identify you, to keep a history of you, so we can grow in civilization and do things. So they call them in China. They call it Pangu. Remember, China was Japanese first. So this is a civilization, the creation of China, growing there. So while China is growing, remember that Chinese people derived from Japan. And the rest came through this creation. So Japan is the oldest in creation. And Americans are from North America, which is in North Asia. But we call this North America because Americans came up. So we got the center of the pole, and you went up north to Asia and everything, and you reach Canada and everything, which is the south, and you reach the North America. So it's up there in Chile, in Argentina, Caribbean. It's also supposed to be cold weathers, not hot, because that is the reality of navigation. The center of the pole, and you went up north. So it's a topic very deep. I go to school. I'm in college for a bachelor degrees in science of criminal justice, and I like teaching. Teaching is important. Teaching sometimes teachers have to apply origin into students to awaken them and give them the reality to apply towards growth in society. Because if we hide origin and we know origin, what game are we playing with the students? What game are we playing with the students? So you're supposed to teach students origin. There's mythology, all these things. You're supposed to give them origin and tell them to find the origin of their last name. Tell them and everything, their family names, and seek. Because what are we going to be growing in life? Confusion. And why are you so hurt about this confusion? Because people are not supposed to be confusing. So if people are confusing, and this confusion is grabbing your sinus in your nose cavity and just squeezing and turning and squeezing and turning, confusing you, then why apply support towards the ignorance that these teachers apply towards the students, not their students, the students, because you are a teacher. The students belong to the school, and the school belongs to the school board. So everything belongs to the school board. So if anybody in the school thinks that they're going to be bullying students or bullying teachers, they have it wrong. A teacher can go beyond whatever is in the class to awaken student and begin a battle, a war, because sometimes it's time to awaken people, and DNA needs to be awakened. That's why we learn These are ancient. Teaching is ancient, and all these instructing instructions were ancient, given to us in paper and many more. Like I said earlier, we need a paper of Pangu and so much to keep writing about you all besides walls and walls and walls. That would keep you all in one book. Everybody learns there. So so when it comes to when it comes to all of these things put together, school is supposed to go beyond, and teachers supposed to go beyond to teach students. When I used to go to school, I would go home and look at origins and words and new words and definition of new words. And when I would go to the teacher and use these words, the teacher would feel outsmarted or stepped on, and they would vandalize my path within the school. Like, hey, why are you learning more? Why are you going beyond the class? This is what we're teaching. Blah 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 blah. Didn't like it. So everything just goes bad for me in school. Public school for me, were really bad. Bullies, bad children, acting as if we're all actually family. Yes, we are family. Familiar. Get it? Familiar in the things that we surround ourselves with in society. Relative towards the things that are being taught in society. But we're not family or relatives of the same ambition, the same order, the same discipline. Because if you're ignorant in school and a corrupt in school and others aren't, you're not supposed to be playing with others like that. You're supposed to be playing ignorant towards yourself, finding yourself, and realizing for yourself that school is not a place to be playing around. School is not a place to be playing around. And and the human life will always keep applying. But the one thing that I always want to say is that holidays are illegal, like Thanksgiving. You're going to sit one day of the year to be thankful for something that we have been doing every day, work, economies, sustainability, management, society support, and you're going to be thankful just one time of your life. I feel spitted on. I feel stumped on. And most of the time, you don't even say thank you to the government, thank you to us for exploring, thank you for God, thank you for all of us as human beings existing in science and all working together. You say thank you to the Lord, who is the Lord. You study Jesus. Jesus used to hang out with criminals. If I was to hang out with criminals, what would I look like? Scum just like them. So criminals are supposed to be finding their way in society and behaving. So Jesus would hang out with tax corruptors, prostitutes, and many more. And if Jesus would have never been around these people, Jesus would have been alive because Jesus' position was lawyer. He was supposed to be a lawyer. That's how we got law wrong because they killed Jesus. Jesus was domestically abused when a child. Imagine that your mother tells you that an angel derived from the heavens and birthed and penetrated her and got her pregnant while it was Joseph. There's a logic behind all this. That's domestic abuse. That's like if my mother here would tell me, "Hey, buddy, um, um, an angel birthed you and got your mother pregnant." That's not how it is. Okay? So I would be domestically abused, and then they throw rocks at him, and they make him seem like he got powers. He probably had his own psychosis, his own vision of things where he saw himself and made it out, created for himself that they threw rocks at him, or they did not throw rocks at him. So everybody has issues. Jesus was kind of disabled to me. Studying psychology and the things that I've been through, the bullying that I've been through, and my roots, my family heritage, and everything, and it is also inherited to me to understand these things. And I'm not bullying Jesus. Jesus was a smart man. Jesus was a smart person. Carpenter. Can you imagine a carpenter? The woman that he could have had, the children he could have had, the houses he could have owned and had and done things. Like, come on. Wardrobe, stoves, chairs, beds. Jesus could have been a great living person. It's just like if anybody was to hang around with street gangs, you become just like them. Nobody cares about your presence. They're gonna call you childish, and you fall short from all your diplomacy into the alleys of the streets. You have that presence of a criminal, which I realized myself because back in the days back in time when I used to play basketball, I would allow some of these people to play basketball with me because I would feel bad. I'm like, these guys are probably looking for a hope or a lift or a guidance or whatever it is. So probably playing basketball with me would make them feel good, accepted in society. So I would allow, hey, let me get one throw, two throw, three throws, go throw. Well, let's play a battle or a competition, and I would allow. But the presence of these people around us really damages values. It's like a criminal presence. It goes like it's like a stump underneath your foot, your stem, and then it goes inside your gland on the bottom. Remember English, England, gland. You cannot be playing with us. And it's like a nasty, ashy feeling, and it's like criminalizing, and it starts to affect the focus of curiosity of anymore, which it derives from the snapping of the umbilical cord. When they cut children's umbilical cords after they're born, and that stem is now fully suctioned inside and eaten by us, they start to create witches, and we're witches, and we eat babies or whatever. It's because we're missing that stem. It feels like we're eating everything, and it's not truth. Unless you're mocking these people, you're eating. And they grab and they give us a straw with fluid in ounces to drink while you have a missing umbilical cord and stem. That stem, and then they do STEM science to help people with STEM children born from from parents who had their umbilical cord snapped, telling us to study STEM science, computer technology, and all this stuff that it's all deriving from this cable. Get it? Land wire, whatever it is, it's all illegal. You study it, it's all illegal. Very bad people like that. People injured have to pay cable, have to pay for computer, have to pay for everything. So the world is a very bad place. It's good, but it's bad. And it takes a Buddha to control the turning gear of the ship in life, which is the brain. The brain is like a wrapped thing with a center that if you were to open it, is like an octopus. but it's tangled well. So if you study the brain, it has places to grip it. If we analyze it, the way I portrayed it, it has a sense of if you can balance your life and focus your life like that, you're an all right person. But if you do not accept appliance, how can you evolve and see yourself beyond your thinking because you already applied what's for you, and we got what's for you, but then we got the plus, yeah, which is the appliance. But I do not celebrate holidays. Even the calendars are illegal. Calendars are just used to say, hey, let me make it over here today, tomorrow, blah 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 blah, and so on. And technically, time goes by fast. But since you're trapped in calendars, what plays for you is calendars. So the sun comes out at this time. The today is Monday, Tuesday, whatever it is, blah blah blah. The moon, because it's doctrine inside us, and we believe in this teaching, but until when though? Because it has a time to stop once you become aware of it and overmaster it. So what they do is the sun really passes by fast. The moon really passes by fast. You're not even aware how fast those things go at all. Day and night happens quick. Get it? And when day and night happens quick, age happens quick as well. We have a date of birth certificate. We are 30 years old, 20 or 25. And if you study, if you study the age outside, it happens quick. But the age of a calendar, the age of things created by man to oppress people, happens slow. So sometimes in a birth certificate, it says that we are 30, 20 to 25. But if you check our maturity inside and what this thing is trying to say to us about society, this thing called birth certificate, is telling us that we're not mature enough to be 30. Because society is different. Society have to be adapted to laws and regulations, psychology, sociology, physiology, biology, and all the ologies, mythology, for you to understand the, the philosophy of being an individual within these communitarian sidewalks and roads. So you can't just go out your door and say, "Let me go out to the store and eat cookies, whatever it is." Blah, blah, blah. That does not exist. Society already outmastered that living. That we were young hunters, started life, got what we got, and did what we did. We already left all that. We still pre-exist in all that, understand all of that, but still mastering all of that. So we're not stuck in society. We are not stuck in time. Woo, they'll go they'll go circles of circumference on you on you on anyone. Pi, radius, diameter, everything. People do not play. So so it's important to know these things. Very important, and it hurts to have people not awaken like this. It hurts to have people not awaken to psychology to understand the abuse that they have been put through. Like me when I was a child, I had domestic abuse. They would try to consider me crazy to get a check, SSI or SSD, and basically, um, they would try to consider me crazy after abusing of me. And it came to me where I realized in psychology that these are criminals because I got psychology through the science of criminal justice. Science is the body of knowledge and discovery. Knowledge is heritage and age, age, and you squeeze your forehead like that. You have with that broom right there. That is heritage, knowledge. So you all derives from the earth, and the earth just covers you up, and you look wonderful. And um, I got psychology through there. In psychology, I learned that how to be a psychiatrist, and basically, a psychiatrist is very. I know how to be a psychiatrist. I don't know how to explain it to you, but you have to be very fragile with you're actually teaching how to unlock the mind from a domestic abuse through words and and disorder and telling people, are you aware that you went through this and that you have a physical that requires you not to live like that, but you're living like that because you was forced to be like that. So it's time to wake up from that. Now that you know that, you have a challenge. What your challenge is, your challenge could be, like I said earlier, obsessive compulsive disorder when you repeatedly tell yourself things and it stops you from having a behavior. Because I have the major psychological disorder and things, learning them. And it says right here obsessive compulsive disorder. People may feel compelled to perform certain behaviors because they're obsessed with repeated thoughts. So let's say you want to join a degree in college. You want to join a degree in college. You want to graduate and become a teacher or a administrative leader, education, leadership, and administrative with one day with a master's degree. And we know that this is going to be beneficial one day. We know that it's going to lead to a lot of income and you surviving, having your home, having your children, not missing a thing, and just being a minister and assisting people. So why would you not like to challenge your compulsive disorder and your obsessive compulsive disorder and stop this overthinking of things? Why would you not want to challenge this? Why would you not want to have this one prescription in your life? This one prescription that I could get, I can actually hand you in life and have you have you this one prescription in life and have you walking around in your house just thinking about things and testing with these objects. You want to drink water, but you keep telling yourself, I don't want to drink water. I don't want to drink water. Why you don't want to drink water? You're thirsty. Your body's asking for it. Um, Go drink water. Water's not bad. Now, if you're telling yourself you want to go outside and prostitute and do bad things, sell drugs and kill and rob people, now we are thinking. Now your obsessive compulsive disorder is not against what's good for you or for us. So drinking water is good because we need to add to our fluids. And going outside to kill and prostitute and do bad things is bad for us. So that's when we got to really use this compulsive thing to have a compulse against whatever is out there trying to pull us to do illegal things. So I have psychology and mastery, and I had to leave. Like I had to. It's not because of money. It's literally I am hurt, and the more I read into the class, is like You can see it in my eyes. I'm like, whoa, my childhood. Every just one person around you as a friend can cause damage to your presence and your values and assets. They start to stomp on the floor with intention of predatorism, where they use their knowledge of anatomy without having it just because they know things. They go outside happy, hunting, and doing what they do, becoming criminals. And when they stump with intentions to squeeze and the the wave and the pressure of their presence to squeeze with inside our nails, which is the plantar nerves, to control your whole rectum, your eyeballs and things like that, and try to oppress you like predators, which does not work forever. It's just like a fear cause, and then you become aware that this person in your life is shouldn't be here, and what they did to you was illegal. But there's people who are very illegal in life, and they try to abuse like that. But remember, compulsive, obsessive compulsive disorder. That is one prescription that I give to you guys to study every day. Study every day in yourself. You know that if you take this degree and you have to pay for college, this degree is going to make you 100,000, 90,000 a year, 90,000 a year. You can pay school like it's nothing. Please stop. You can pay school like it's nothing. You're making 100,000 a year. You do not live like elites or these people who are flashy and vain. You live under administration. If administration makes 400,000 and they survive good of whatever it is, then it's because administration is really administrating their rent, their mortgage, and everything. They have their budget and they're not stepping over, looking for new vehicles, looking for new vacation, new this, new that, and things that break focus inside a family home. So salary is important to calculate, because salary, your income is what is your assets, and it's your value that you made for yourself and for myself and ourself. And this applied ignorance right here is crazy. So it's 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 the values that we make for ourselves within existentialism, which is existing in a meaningful world with so much things to make values from. So nobody really owns things, they found things. So when they found things, this means that they found ideas are set on the platform of the earth. We're all here walking and stomping, ashing, and creating presence of things. And basically the presence of human will always make people intelligent. So we all are a share in found. Just that it was given to you as a leader to lead the way. But I hope that everyone is having a good time and that life is doing well. I have painted some art as well. As you all see, nice art. I want to paint this big in a board and use real paint. I used ink, but this is how you introduce it to demonstrate it. And then for woman, I'm supposed to introduce it like this. Is for my psychology. So this is how I introduce it for woman. For woman, and this is for everyone in general. And I can show this to men like this, but it's primarily for women. And I have my intentions what to find from here, this from this area right here. And it's a secret, it's just to keep it myself. And one day I can actually demonstrate it towards people. Eh, demonstrate it, introduce it to people as a I forgot what's it called again, a blank bot, the ink bot, a test where Hermine, the psychiatrist from Switzerland, invented a painting to show to people to observe, and analyze the study and see what they see and how they feel about it. So I am an artist. I paint. I like to paint too. I know how to paint walls. I know how to do things. This is not my place for me to do that. So, um, obsessive compulsive. Make that your first appliance towards things. Like I apply toward myself so many things besides mocking myself. I do not like to mock myself. It's just something that people bullied into me when I was a child to have a reason to exist in my life, have a reason to disturb in my life, have a reason to corrupt in my life and do things. And trust me, I have a battle. I am a constitutional man. When you walk into where I live, the first thing hanging there is a nice sock saying crisis, Christmas, crisis to whoever walks through these doors. Constitutional and everything, understanding the Second Amendment that is being played with, bare arms, meaning bare feet, meaning in the house you can have your weapon, but in the streets you're supposed to be bare arms, like it's bare feet. So have my Statue of Liberty, 9/11 and everything. I went to the memorial and everything. So I do not like people playing with me. I got a dollar bill here that's from my city, New York, meaning this dollar right here, I earned it in my state. So if there's another dollar that says a different state, I'm supposed to change it in their banks and get a Federal Reserve five, tens, 20s, or 50s, or hundreds. But I cannot be using the Chicago, whatever it is, but I have a privilege to do so. Eh, And it hurts because they cycle their money and they get their money back. It's an intention. So remember, I am from the state of New York. This one counts for me. This is my. I can say that this is my dollar, and see, you can hear it in my tongue, in my glands. This is my dollar. My dollar, my U.S. dollar. Literally, my U.S. dollar. I would not spend it because that's my U.S. dollar. So very difficult to find New York City dollars, and basically, yeah, obsessive compulsive. Add that towards you, towards our understanding in life and our wants, needs. Because once we once we master this compulsory, we become less hesitant towards what's positive in life. Like me, I want to move from here because I feel scammed. I feel mocked. It's there. I feel theft. It's there. The present, you can hear it. And I am being played through my benefits, my federal benefits. So I have to move from here, already informed about the scam and the fraudery. I have to move from here. Um, it's bad that I have to leave because at the end of the day, everyone has a good intentions. We're in our society, economy, and I'm trying to grow and I'm trying to become a part of administration and whatever I can to then have a whole year of devastation within our surrounding ambience, and it's due because of people being corrupted and cruel. So not much was done besides solving these people and their bad intentions towards society and economies. So it's a lot of illegal things happening in New York City. A lot. It's not just the street gangs. It's real estate agents and much more, which could be spread into California, which could be spreading everywhere. And it's all bad. It's all bad people. And basically, They have no good in our society because they take they theft from our society, our economy, and their economy where they're living at because they get paid through this federal system. And even if you change your money from your country and come over here, you join this federal system. Get it? So if you go back to your country, you're part of their federal system, Western civilization. So there's no escapatory from the federalism. And once you change your money and you say, "Hey, I'm here," you have to pay taxes for the money you change and the money you spend. And you have to file your taxes anymore. So you're not a free person. Not a free person. The art of governance says that there's non-actors of our government and actors. Actors of our government is people who act, activism, active, not actors only. That you play a script and you think that you are who you are. No, actor, act. Activism, activity, active. Get it? Move in, apply in, and continue to do things and reading Constitution to become this person within knowledge and within wisdom and all these things are happening. So this is the mark that people have that you are an actor. You are an actor. Why do you want to be here in the USA or under Constitution if you are an actor? You have the whole perspective, the whole complexity of government and governance wrong, and you need to be tried through epistemology to bring out your evidence and your objectivism and your subjectivism to reproof the burden of your claims and the evidence and proof of your claims. So people people need to understand that life is very strict. Life is very strict, and I did want it to get a puppy. I have the bed right there and everything. I did want it to get a puppy. I have the food right here and everything. See. What's the issue with me? Why can I not get it? Oh, and this is not a happy place for me. This place feels scam. See, like I brushed this a little bit, and everything just leaves. The letter leaves, so it's like a false place to live in. It's like fake letters and fake ink or fake distribute machines. And I barely have 6 months, about to have 1 year in here. So it's all fraud. Evidence of fraud and crime. It's all on the details and everything. Um, Once you work a little bit something, everything starts to fall apart. Why does everything supposed to fall apart? That means that you discovered the scam what they have going on. See, everything is so loose and so played with. See, it doesn't even match. And it's there you can hear in the sound. And the sound, it's crime. They're stealing from the benefits of people. They're taking the benefit of people, taking it to Africa, Nigeria, Switzerland, Germany, and many more countries up there where the countries look ashy in bad presence of spendings and investments and a bad taste, a blue, nasty, bad taste to the tongue. These people are in criminal acts. They're It's not hard to find them because every country has a limit of printing according to federalism. Every country in westernization, every country has a limit of printing, spending, and people existing. So they can't be having more than what they have. They have. They can't be. They cannot have tall buildings and so much unnecessary spendings while 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 we have monetary. So it's all fake at the end. I believe that this is all fake. It's just like it's real, but yeah, it's fake. It does not really affect me. It could affect me if I don't act upon it and inform federal departments about the scam, inform the state about these scams, inform everyone about these scams, and basically, yeah, obsessive compulsive disorder. Control that, manage that, And let's get to it because life is really understandable. Life does not require so much drugs and prescription. Remember, they cut the umbilical cord, they have you missing stem inside of you. Flesh is like a stem. If you look inside of the flesh and you grab a chicken leg and you look and analyze the lines of the flesh, of the muscle, the tender, that's all stem. So if they cut our stem, we're missing stem inside, and they're playing with our intelligence. Books are like stems. You grab books and many more, and you flip through a page like this. It's like stem. So don't let them play with our stem or your stem. It's medicine is not required. Medicine, they put it inside you and it dries up inside you like stem. Dry inside that stem place where you're missing that stem. So if the only entitlement we have is to continue in life and keep fighting the stem, these umbilical cords being cut. But at the end of the day, remember, Santa Claus is illegal. Santa Claus gets a foul penalty and game canceled and everything. Santa Claus is a whole lesson, a whole experience, a murderer, a witchcraft, illegal person, the whole thing. So I do not celebrate Christmas. Do not celebrate nothing. I'm thankful every day. Ate a rabbit to a piece of rabbit today, a piece of duck today. I am thankful to was the hunter, our government, economies, everything. Thankful to me too for existing. Thankful to God. Thankful to the creator of ours. It feels like it's like he's with me or like it's myself or whatever it is. But I am thankful towards many things. I hope that you're all thankful towards many things like we're all supposed to be. So yeah, I got this from Timu. I was just trying it out. It's a fire extinguisher to have in the house, and it works all right. Works all right. It's supposed to be from a company that's distributing inside Timu. So the company sells inside Timu, uses Timu as a eBay, and Timu just sells us what they want to sell. So if I have a company of cups and I want to sell on Timu, I pay Timu to advertise my company. And I sell through there, but nothing really belongs to Timu. Timu is just an application or a website where you get things and that's it. But I hope that we all have a good life and move on from ambience and stop bringing people into your house. Once you start a family, reunion, engagement, a proposal to engage in life and purchase and conquer with your new partner, and you have children with your partner. Make sure to keep that between you all and stop bringing friends and that buddy stuff. Stop bringing friends to your house. That's all dead. But yeah, presence of people destroy values and assets and focus. That was a topic right there. It was supposed to be short, but I went almost an hour talking, and I still have more to say. But let's just keep this simple. And obsessive compulsive disorder is your first prescription from me. Please take that understanding serious. Bye bye.